me just do one more. Yeah, we're recording.
I agree that I should stay tan all year. I just don't know how. And anytime I get like a spray tan, it feels so itchy. Like
well, that's what Trump uses, a spray tan person?
Yeah. What do you think? He just stays under the sun in Mar-a-Lago?
I mean, maybe maybe he's a future person and like they have future technology.
Ooh, there is like a medical condition. I think it's called. It's like a
Yeah, what's it called again?
I'm trying to not mix up the two different ones because I did go to nursing school, guys. Yeah. I promise, I swear. But it basically causes like you to stay tan all year, really skinny and tan.
What about this? Can you tattoo tan?
Yeah, I think people tattoo their lips.
No, the
like
whole
red.
body.
I don't know if then I think you're just black.
No. You do like the henna colors.
I think you get in trouble for that.
For what reason?
If you just tattoo your skin, every bit of your skin, and you look a little darker for the rest of your life. No,
yeah, because Ariana Grande did that for like a magazine cover, not the tattoo, but she did go like 5 shades darker.
Yeah,
and she got like ripped to shreds for that. You can't do that. And then she also did 5 shades lighter with a little bit of eye, and that didn't bode well for her either.
I love eyes.
The best kind.
I love when they All right, are we starting?
Yeah, we're starting.
Count down.
Oh,
start.
Before we start, can I say something?
Yeah.
I just gotta get. My whole body is on fire, like itchy.
You look beautiful. Oh.
And my tits have like rashes on them.
Why rashes?
I've just been lit up head to toe by jellyfish.
And
so,
I saw
like,
it the other day.
If I'm scratching,
Yeah.
just like, please forgive me.
Wait, really? Did someone pee on you?
I got fucked
What's
up.
What's the purpose of jellyfish? Let's just get rid of them.
You cannot get rid of them. There's
Why?
so many kinds.
What do they do?
Have you eaten it?
Jiggle
before?
around?
Yeah, they're important to the ecosystem. I
What do they
guess.
do though?
Give me top 3 reasons why.
Yeah, give me
jellyfish
top
are
3
important.
reasons.
In the same way that corals are important.
No, I love them. To cut the coral.
I think they're just upside down coral and that float around.
Yeah, how about this? Tell jellyfish to have more of a solid look.
They
Yeah,
do.
It's too fluid for me.
It's too fluid and like
too
too translucent for me to even deal with.
Yeah, it's too
There's some like for sure like less translucent and boxier ones that have like big brown tentacles.
What's the one that called the giant? There's one called the
Japanese
king
man
of the. Well, yeah,
Japanese man of war or no?
the man of war. That's what it is. Man of war.
It's man-o-war.
Is it man o war?
And it's not just one jellyfish.
Yeah.
It's actually multiple jellyfish stuck together in a community, and that's why it has that whole intestine kind of look.
Oh, so there's a bunch of people in one jellyfish?
Yeah.
People. There's a bunch of jellies in one jelly.
You've never been stung by a man-o-war?
I have.
Yeah, everyone's been stung by.
Oh yeah, go hang out with man-o-wars all the time. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, that's the first time I got stung by a Japanese man of war.
No,
was in
Portuguese.
Portuguese man. It was Japanese. The first time I got stung by a Japanese, no, it was in Hawaii in high school for a marching band competition. I remember it happened to me. I freaked out. Someone was like, "You have to pee on it."
East side, was it Lanikai?
Oh yeah.
Of course, they have a
I
whole
remember
man of
a
war.
girl volunteered to do it. I remember getting so excited that she had to pee on me.
Yep.
And I remember getting,
Yeah.
I remember getting hard, kind of, because I was like, but the way she peed, like she didn't move her, she's not gonna show her vagina, but she started peeing on her leg and had to catch it on her leg. And I remember being like, this is kind of hot. Is this weird that I feel this way at
At that
17?
age, I feel like anything's hot. Like the jellyfish thing probably gave you a boner as well.
That too, it stung.
But
All right, start. All right, start.
5,
Oh, 5, 4.
4, 3.
All right,
2,
welcome
1.
to TigerBelly. And you guys, this looks fucking great.
I love. Back to the table.
George and Gilbert did the table all week.
wait, this is Table by Johnny, right?
Johnny Woodward.
That Johnny?
Different Johnny.
John.
Oh, John. I love Johnny.
Johnny.
And that Johnny too.
The one that hung
I like
out.
the haircut
The one
Johnny.
that made this.
Oh, he's great.
That Johnny.
He's one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm sorry I'm late. I was playing Elden Ring. I don't know how the fuck to play that game, and somebody's got to call me.
What happened to Hogwarts?
I played past it 4 times with fucking 4 different classes.
Too many.
All right, I want to start off this podcast a little differently, guys.
Okay,
all right?
what's happening?
And I have to, there's 2 versions of Bobby Lee, right? There's the podcast version, but I have to put on the real Bobby Lee version on for just this first segment, if you guys don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay. So I want to address this Tijuana story. There's a Tijuana story that I told on Opie and Anthony. Don't do this with your fucking thing. Don't do that. I told many, many years ago on Opie and Anthony, and there's been an uptick, an uproar about this story, and I've always wanted to talk about it, but the people around me are like, you know what, you didn't do anything, it'll die down, but I'm always like, yeah, but I can explain it, and people are always like, yeah, I don't think you should, because you don't want to you want people to focus on it, and this last couple of weeks have been so bad, I just need to say something, and I'm not, it's easily explainable. And so let's start from the genesis of the beginning, okay?
I think the genesis means beginning.
But what is the beginning of the beginning?
What's the beginning of the beginning?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So can I just say genesis of the beginning?
I will allow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khalyla.
Yeah.
So many years ago, I had to go to New York and play this club called Caroline's. It's world famous. John, why are you smiling? And
not the time, John.
not the time, John. Are you high? All right. And the first time I played it was okay, but the second time I played Caroline's, I didn't sell any tickets. So when you're on the road and you don't sell tickets, what they make you do is a morning of press. And it's brutal. It's like 5 a.m. they pick you up. You have to do morning news. You have to do just a bunch of radio shows. And when I looked on the schedule, it said Opie and Anthony. And I immediately told the guy that picked me up, like, I don't want to do that show. It's just not my brand. They're fucking edgy. It's like shock, jock, radio.
It's scary.
It's scary. And if you watch, Dan Fan on Tough Crowd.
Oof, yeah.
Right?
I've seen that.
You see Rich Voss, and you see Patrice O'Neill, and they fucking rip into him. And I felt bad for that, right? And in my mind, I'm like, I know that that's what it is, and I just don't know how to do it. So when I did it, I was drowning. Like, I didn't know how to do it, and I remember halfway during the show, I just stood up and I left. I don't even think I said goodbye. I just kind of stood up and walked out of the room because they were like moving the table to freak me out. And then there was a man with a bunny rabbit outfit right outside, like popping up. And every time I would turn around, he'd be gone or whatever.
What is this?
And also the type of, like, it was you have to imagine, it's the best comics on planet Earth at the time. You have Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neill, Greg Giraldo, Robert Kelly, and these guys are just like fast, edgy, shocky. And, at the time I was just doing dad jokes and I just left. And I told the guy, I don't ever want to fucking do that show ever again. It's just not my thing. So then the following year, I go back to Caroline's and they go, you didn't sell any tickets. And fucking, Opie and Anthony is on the fucking schedule. And I go, what? I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. And they go, you have to, right? I mean, no one's going to come. And they have a big audience. So this time I was like, I'm going to do 2 things differently. The first thing I'm going to do is self-deprecation. Because what happened before is like they make fun of you, right? And so I wanted to get ahead of it. And I was like, no, I'm going to rip myself apart. And the second thing I did was, I'm just going to say the craziest shit they've ever heard, because that's what that show was, right? You have to understand it was before cancel culture, and the things that we're saying were, at a high level of shock. And I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, you ate like bull testicles.
Yeah, I know.
Absurdity. It's absurd.
Right. It was delicious, by the way. So, at the time I had 2 jokes in my act, right? Yeah. The first joke, and they would only work maybe 40%, 30% of the time. The first joke was, it's not as bad. It's like, I went on a date the other day. She seemed pretty young. She looked like Natalie Portman. Pause.
Puppy.
Yeah.
From the movie Professional, right?
Laugh.
It's a switch.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of joke is.
Dark.
The second one, wait for the second one. It's way worse.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
It's way worse, the second one. The other joke that I could only get work 20% of the time was, my girlfriend's grandma died a couple of weeks ago. And last night we were making love, and she burst into tears while we were making love. And I did what any good boyfriend would do. I power fucked her.
Yeah, 20%.
Yeah, 20%.
20%. That's a 20%.
It's a harsh joke. It's fucking terrible. And I took the fucking Natalie Portman joke, that joke. I made up this Tijuana, you know what I mean, story.
Wait a second. Yeah. You added 30 Black Marines to your.
I know. I'm going to get to that.
I've heard about this. So
right. So then, but in my mind, I'm like, no one ever talks about the second half of the story.
The crazy part.
The crazy part. They focus on the Natalie Portman, whatever. It's terrible. Yeah. It's awful. Okay. But the second half is so crazy and, easily like, it's obvious it didn't happen. So let's just give you the run through of what the second half of the story is I go back to Tijuana a week later, a Mexican guy who's albino, dwarf, with freckles on his face and orange hair, okay? And 3 of his buddies, they lure me outside of Tijuana, 15 blocks, where there's no street lights. I say three-legged dogs, right? And I'm just walking, where are we going?
Yeah.
Why would I? They lure me into an alley, right? And then these 4 people, they pull out a machete, they put it to my neck, right? But granted, also, I'm 20 years old. Look at any photos of me at 20 years old. I'm just this tiny little guy, machete to the neck. I somehow escape, right? Then I run 20 blocks in the pitch black because there's no lights, running. And I remember I said this joke. I was running like Carlos. Because there was no Usain Bolt back then.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
It's true. Right, there's no Usain.
There's no Usain Bolt.
Right. And then out of nowhere, 30 black.
All black.
All black U.S. Marines. They show up. They scare.
I mean, not Mexican Marines, right?
No, not Mexican.
Yeah.
And they show up and they scare the 4 guys. They chase after the 4 guys, even the little dwarf. Can I say dwarf? The redheaded albino dwarf with freckles on his.
You can say that.
Yeah. And then these 30 black Marines, they walk me to the border.
I have a question. I need to know what was the inspiration for 30 black Marines in your story?
Also, an albino with orange hair does not compute.
That's absurd.
Unless he dyed it. Actually, he could have dyed it.
Yeah, because you have to understand, I'm improvising. It's not like I have a laptop and I'm going, oh, well, like what character am I going to write? No, I'm like literally just saying it for the first time out loud on a radio show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Improv. And I remember doing the story and people going, yeah,
this is
that's crazy, right? And I have to thank Opie and Anthony because I learned how to podcast through that show. I became a regular on that show. They all became really good friends of mine. I developed this muscle of being stronger and not as like, I used to collapse really easily. And I just learned how to do what I do now through that show. And I became friends.
Which is like absurd storytelling.
Yeah, it's crazy storytelling. I want to also give you guys an example of that. And I hate giving shit away. Mm-hmm. I was never molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Surprise, everyone.
It was a joke that I said on stage, right? And then I just started saying it, and people would laugh every time I would say it, and it just became a part of my origin story. You know what I mean?
And did it happen?
Like the Joker has a bunch of origin stories. I do too, right?
You have 10.
Yeah, but
yeah. So it's like I remember my brother going one time. We were like driving to Koreatown, and he goes, "You were never molested by a guy with Down syndrome." I go, "I know." You know what I mean? Oops. And I go, but you can't say anything.
But also, like 90% of your act, even today, is not real shit about me. You talk about crazy shit about me that's like not fucking real.
Not only that, like we've had guests on the show that said, hey, you told that story about us and that never happened, or it's completely wrong. Yeah. Right? And there's provable, moments, hundreds of them.
A lot of evidence.
But my question is I don't know, like it's pretty obvious that at least for me, even before I knew you, like I'm going to Bobby Lee for comedy, not autobiographical nonfiction.
Yeah.
Like that's just as simple as that.
But I do want to say I understand the uproar.
It was a tasteless, fucked up joke.
Yeah, because at the time when I said it, I literally didn't think anything of it. It was just like almost like a prerequisite. Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Prerequisite.
Right? It was like almost encouraged to say crazy shit. I never thought about it. Mm-hmm. When I listen to it now, it puts a chill down my spine. It's terrible because I changed with society, right? And I look at that fucking story and I feel guilt over it. It's fucking terrible. You know, it was stupid to say it as many times as I said it, right? You know, I've always been in relationships. We dated for 10 years, lived together. Sarah Hyland, we lived together. I've never done any of that shit because I'm not a weird dude in that way. You know, I hate talking about myself, but, you know, I'm relatively just a nice kind of guy.
You played Hogwarts Legacy 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
But, you know, but I understand the uproar. I understand, why people, you know what I mean, are upset about it. I'm upset about it. And I punish myself over it. Every fucking second of every day, I go, you piece of shit. Why did you tell that fucking story? What are you, fucking out of your mind? You're dumb. And, you know what I mean? And it's constant, you know what I mean, internal dialogue. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking nightmare. And, but at the end of the day, the way I get out of it is like, I didn't do anything.
It's just not real.
It's not real. So I just always go back to like, it didn't happen. It's not real. And I just know that this is not going to move the needle with people that think that I am a certain way. I'm not doing it for that. You know, I think initially I'm doing it because, you know, I just needed to put the truth out there. Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to, and this, I don't want to get emotional, but I just have the best fans in the world. And I also have the best friends in the world, man. I love you so much. I love everyone in this room. And I love my, you know, my managers and my agents. They're a little crazy during this whole fucking thing. They've been really crazy over this whole thing. And I love them. And I don't ever want to talk about it again. You know?
Honestly, I hope it dies here. It's
not gonna. I don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be free of it. It's not gonna die. And I don't care. I'm not doing it for that. I'm just like, you know, it just got out of hand. And that's it. I remember 2 years ago, you know, that lady assaulted me on stage because of this joke. In front of a packed room, she called me some crazy shit. And I remember Joe Rogan calling me after that. And Joe going, dude, remember, he didn't talk about that. He talked about how crazy Opie and Anthony was back in the day. The kind of shit that we would say. And it was like okay to say shit back then. Yeah. It was a different time. I'm not the same generation as Santino or Andrew Schultz or Chris DiStefano. I'm way older. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like a couple of generations. I look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
I look good.
Yum, yum.
And I'm still relevant.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still older than those guys. So I've seen different periods in comedy. I was around when comedy was completely dead and no one would go to comedy clubs. I was there during the uprise of it, and I was able to benefit during the podcast years. I was there during the shock jock years. And I've tried to bend and twist and conform to different eras of comedy, and I think I've done that for the most part.
And there really was an era where like you were celebrated for saying the sickest, the darkest, most atrocious thing, and that's what they were. It was atrocious, but like you were celebrated, you were invited back. You got all of the rewards for being like for saying the worst shit. So I can imagine like that incentivizes any young comic to be like, you know what, I'm gonna double down on what I said last year and make it even worse. Yeah. So it's like that makes sense to me. But as like, you know, someone who's known you for a really, really long time, like outside of Podcast Bob, like who you are, like with me, like at home, like you're just I don't take this the wrong way, but the simpiest, sweetest.
Oh, I took that some way.
Sweetest boy I've ever met. Like, you know, even now that we're not together, you like, you come over and we have like sweet dinners and all of these things. And like, I know who you are. Like there isn't, I can firmly say there are a few people that know you better than me. And I can like attest to your character, and there you are, and you're just dope. You're lovely, you're kind, you're
all
sweet. I'm out of here.
No, I love you. No, honestly, thank you. But now, any questions?
Yeah. What was the visuals of the 30? I'm still stuck. See, this is
What are you
crazy to
stuck
me.
on?
I'm stuck on the 30 Black Marines improvisation of it, because how is no one getting to that? That's insane to me.
Because the whole fucking second part of the story was another Bobby Lee comedy origin story of why I started doing stand-up comedy. So when the machete was to my neck in the alleyway, I remember saying in the story, God, if you get me out of this, right, I'm going to be a good boy, right? And I'm going to start doing stand-up comedy, right? And so there was the whole reason why. You know what I mean? To me, there was like this, it goes, you know what I mean?
Full circle.
It's a full circle, you know what I mean?
Moment.
Origin story, right? And, you know, there's so many different origin stories. There's some origin stories like I was working at a coffee shop. I was walking by the comedy store and I saw a help wanted sign, you know what I mean? There's just so many different.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That one is also a fake origin.
I don't know how it started.
That's one I
don't know. I lie so much. I don't know how anything started.
tell other people in entertainment as
Yeah,
an inspiration story. That one. Wait, what are some other origin Bobby Lee stories that you could think of?
What do you mean origin, Bob? How I started, you mean the stand-up?
Or just in general? You said you have so many origins.
I mean, there were things like that happened in my past as a kid and stuff that I just made up, or you know what I mean. I tell this one awful story that I made up, but I don't know if I could say it here.
I think you
It's
can.
gonna be another fucking TikTok.
Yeah. I don't want to say it here, but there's another one that I like. I go, that's completely fabricated. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, no, but there's been a lot of like why I started comedy. That's when I meant origin stories, and yeah, I mean, would I say that fucking story now? Your fucking mind? No way. It's terrible, but it's crazy. But anyway,
It's like imagine going through life thinking, like imagine what kind of person you would have to be to think that you've never done or said anything wrong. Like imagine like what kind of fucking holier than thou person is coming after you, right?
Yeah.
Like that person, I swear to God, any of these people better be fucking perfect. Better have never said anything fucked up in their life.
Yeah.
Better not have ever said or made any mistakes. Like it's just that our shit's on a mic.
yeah.
You know, like there are a lot of things that I fully, wholeheartedly regret saying. But it's like, that's just who I was in my 20s. Like that's
Yeah.
I was dumb, uninformed. Like and there's a lot of like shame around it, but also it's like I've learned to, I'm not gonna beat myself up, because like you're bound to stumble and say fucked up things if you've been speaking on the mic for thousands of hours. You're just bound to. So I don't want you to beat yourself up about it, because you know I know who you are, and I know you would never hurt anybody in that way.
Yeah, I mean, people have also asked, like, why would you tell that story more than once? And
My question: if it was true, why would you say that many times?
Yeah, exactly. And it's an easy explanation. Like, you know, I've talked for 10,000 hours. You know what I mean, on podcasts and radio shows. I started in 1995, and you have stories in a file. You know what I mean? I have maybe 60 stories that if I'm stuck or, you know, I don't know what to say, I just pull these things out randomly, you know what I mean, depending on the environment. And that's why, like, when I said this story 10 years ago on TigerBelly, I completely left out the Natalie Portman thing, right? Because you just kind of just say it. You don't remember how it really goes, but you know the bullet points, and you just kind of make shit up again.
You think Natalie Portman will do TigerBelly?
I would love to.
You should. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a cat knocking on the door. I'll say this. I know that feeling, not to your extent, because you've been famous for a long time. But like I was on JK News once and I was underslept, and I told a story about
I thought it was funny.
I told a story because I was like, I have nothing in the tank. And I do like in what entered my brain was a memory of like my much older cousin telling me to jerk off my German Shepherd.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like 7 years old.
I know.
I was like 7 years old,
Yeah.
right? And he was like, you have to make him happy.
Yeah.
And because he's like humping everything. And I was like, how do I make him happy? And he's like, you just do this. And I ended up like touching, like at 7 years old, like thinking that I had to release my German Shepherds from his like, like erection.
Let me ask you something.
And then that has come to haunt me. Like, I swear to you, like to this day, I'll post a picture with like just me on the beach.
Yeah.
Like, can I just say something?
Yeah.
I'll post a picture. I'm like, look at me in the beach, like with my family being so happy in the Philippines. And someone will be like, yeah, but you jerked off the German Shepherd. And I'm like, oh my God.
But is the German Shepherd older than you at the time?
He was.
Then that's on him.
On him.
That's on him.
Oh my
That's
God, you're
That's
right.
on the
That's
German
on
Shepherd.
I'm the victim.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're the
you
victim.
are.
You know what I mean? The German Shepherd went, rook, rook. You know what I mean? Rook, rook. And you're, as a kid, you were like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know
He
what
was
I
in the power
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
position.
Like, I could have like a Mother's Day tribute, and someone would be like, is she proud of the fact that you jerked off your dog?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, man, I'm never going to escape this. All of this to say, it's like, look, like you kind of like, we make our bed, right? Like, we're going to throw things out there out of sheer desperation for a fucking story. Cause
Yeah.
it's like you haven't slept, and you
Yeah.
have to be in a studio at like 7 a.m. for 8 fucking hours. And you're like, what am I going to say today? So I can relate to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's terrible.
It's fucked up.
Fucking terrible.
And I'm in dog rescue. Like, I don't like this reputation that I would ever do this.
It's bad for your brand.
It's bad for my
your
brand.
But you know what? But this whole thing though has like I'm no longer on social media anymore. I may never go back.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm so much happier about it. It's like why? You know what I mean? I feel I'm like just doing other things, and I'm not scrolling, and I'm not, you know what I mean? It's I think, yeah.
But did social media give you like I don't think that people should drive you away from it. If at one point social media posting about your life made you happy, you should reclaim that.
Yeah, but I don't know. This time around, the comments were so brutal. You know what I mean? That your mom and your whole family should kill yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You should stick a shotgun to your mouth and blow your head off. And when you read stuff like that, you just kind of go, you know what I mean? Like the last couple of years, I've just been going to AA meetings and just you know what I mean, trying to meditate and this and that. But it's like, it was pretty brutal. And I would just burst into tears driving down the street. It was fucking terrible. And I just don't know if I want to go back, And I'm going to take a break. I might even go on a vacation on my own. I've never done that in my life. Like Ari did that, the Jew. You know what I mean? He'd be in Thailand or, the
Yeah.
Great Wall with his backpack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Running from the Kobe thing,
You should take.
Yeah. But even like my friends that have said crazy things and this and that, it's like, the internet's fickle. It dies down, and because when Ari did the Kobe thing, I was like, oh, he's done. You know what I mean? And he's not.
Yeah.
No one's done.
No one's done. But I don't want to talk about it ever again. I'm being real. I don't care. I'm never going to talk about it again. And I just want to put this out there, and it's really important to me. And it's given me like the energy to live and to keep going. My fans, they're the best. And it's funny because when I'm at the Comedy Store and people are wearing TigerBelly shirts, the staff and the doorman and everyone goes, oh, you have the best fans. I really do. They're so cool. And I want to thank them. And what's crazy is that the only source of this story is me. You know what I mean? I'm the only source. This is how people know about it. And, it's a complete and utter lie. My mistake is that I repeated it. It's insane. And I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, wow, what a dumb move. I don't have a time machine. I wish I could change it, but I can't. And it's terrible. But the way I can move on is because I just know in my soul, in my heart, it's like, that's not who I am. I would never do anything like that. And everyone around me knows that,
I mean, I kind of want to sum it up by saying like, there's a reason why people call you the slept king. Like you're literally asleep on.
Yeah, like I don't know. There are parts of me that's like, wow, maybe I am brain damaged. Right? Because people have to explain to me what woke is and what slept is because I'm slept. You know what I mean?
But that's like, I don't want that to change. Like
No, I'm not going to change that because I can't change what I am. Dumb. You know what I mean? I can't change dumb, right? But what I can, and there's a reason why one of our slogans is "I lie to win."
Yeah.
And the reason where I came up with that is
that was your prepresidential campaign.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
your
I lie to win.
platform.
I know. If I ran for president, that would be my fucking thing, right? Lie to win. LTW hats. You know what I mean? LTW. Yeah,
Wait, but an election year is coming up. I think that we should
bring it back.
Bring back that platform.
You should.
But also, if I told people on this podcast or any other podcast the way it actually is, right? Like the facts and the truth of how stories actually unfold, nobody would listen.
Everyone would be asleep.
It's so boring.
Life is boring.
Like my life is like, I wake up, I have a burrito, right? Then I play 2 or 3 hours of Hogwarts, you know what I mean? Then I try to write, but I don't. I just stare at a piece of paper, right? And then I'll go to the comedy store, right? Do a set. I'll go to the spa, come home. That's every day of my life.
I think
right?
yesterday, like we had one highlight.
What?
Which is like, I was like, I had Hi-Ho Burger. And you were like, I had Hi-Ho Burger.
yeah.
And you're like, yay. And that was the most, like that was like a noteworthy moment during the day because the rest of the day is fucking boring.
Yeah. I also kind of want to say that, when I was 17 years old, I got sober, right? And that's when, like, nothing after that wild happened in my life because, you're just this guy. You can't put yourself in situations that are dangerous and this and that because it's like you don't want to relapse. And I stayed sober after that for 13 years. I just have always had this, like, sober life of, like, calling your sponsor or, you know what I mean, or going to this meeting. You know what I mean? It's like, and if I said that on a podcast the way it really is, it would be not entertaining. I also want to add to that is, when you podcast, we have George and you have Andreas, right, writing down notes and going, you can't say that, right? I mean, even to this day, we say wild shit.
And we laugh together.
But it's like we don't air those parts because it's over. It's over if you put it out there. You know what I mean?
It's like people just suck the joy out of it.
I know, that's what it is. It's like, the whole reason why, I never even wanted to address this thing. I mean, I've always wanted to talk about it, defend myself, but, there was a part of me that was just like, I just don't want to open up the curtain and go, this is how it all works.
Because you want to assume that people know better and that they have the mental capacity
they
to
don't.
And be like, you know what? That's an absurd, obviously comedic, crazy story that never happened. Like,
Also, it's a comedy. I'm a comedian. I'm not Lex Friedman. I don't know anything.
Like if Lex Friedman said that whole story,
Yeah.
questionable.
Yeah, questionable, right? Because, he talks about facts and numbers, you know what I mean, and how everything works. Algebra. I'm sure there's algebra involved,
For
right?
sure, mathematics.
Right, and mathematics, right? Yeah. I don't know I didn't go to college. I've never read a book, right? So it's just like I've always lived in this like fantastical, world. The slept kingdom, And so, in the slept kingdom, you say shit, this and that, and you build this world. And sometimes you fuck up and you say shit. That's all.
And some people don't have the critical thinking, capabilities to hear something like that and be like, that's obviously fucking stupid.
I'm not serious about anything. But in terms of everything else, it's just all about levity and shock and trying to get a reaction out of people. And let's just fucking move on from it, man.
Let's move the fuck on, please.
So, why didn't you take me to the Philippines this time?
Oh my God.
You never asked me.
I knew this was.
You never did.
Oh my God.
That was like the
that
OG crew, right? You went with the exact same crew last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but he was the first person I asked.
No, you didn't.
I did. And
me.
you know what?
Yeah, it hurts me.
You turned me down 3 times.
There we go. Another lie.
Because I have to, because since Andrew's doing because since
There's the lie.
Andrew's in Australia doing a Hollywood movie, Hollywood.
Hollywood.
And I had to fucking double up work.
You know what?
I had to carry the show.
Santino and I were chatting and texting on the other side of the world, and you were not there. Like, we were on the same, like, Philippines is just kind of north of Australia, and he was like, I'm in Australia. I'm like, I'm in the Philippines. And we had that moment, and we're like, where's Bobby? And you were being a fucking loser in America.
Okay, let me ask you this. What would happen if you were in the Philippines, Andrew's in Australia, and then, like, you found out that the United States, there was a nuclear bomb, and everyone died in the United States? What would you do?
I'd be really thankful that my entire family's with me in the Philippines.
What? We're dead, George, me, Gilbert, John. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
We're evaporated. That's anyway.
How do you think I'd react, Bobby?
Grateful.
Gee willikers.
Grateful first because your family's with you, right? Was Roger with you?
Yes, everyone was with me except for my dogs.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
So that would be obviously fucking devastating. What do you think?
Would you think of the dogs before me?
No, I here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think you're a cockroach. You will never die.
Oh, you think, you know what I mean? 20 years later, you know what I mean? When the fucking shit clears up, that I'm going to be chilling playing
you
fucking
will emerge
Hogwarts Legacy?
Just naked playing.
Yeah, no electricity.
No, just
a blank screen.
But smile.
Like a crazy person.
No, I always imagine you being like the only guy emerging from the rubble. And the only reason I think that is because you probably wouldn't even know there was like a nuclear bomb that landed. Like, you're so deep in your headphones and into Hogwarts that, like, you know, they say like in a car accident, the people who survive are usually the ones who were asleep because their body is relaxed.
Yeah.
And the people who see the accident coming tense up and they sustain like more injuries.
Yeah.
I think you're the guy who's asleep.
It's so funny because then 100 years later, right, my nuclear shadow would be just... You're playing a game, right? And then like scientists would look at my nuclear shadow, right, and go, "What was this guy? This guy was playing fucking video games when a nuclear bomb, like sirens are going off,
news
right? News channels, and this probably his phone's ringing off the hook, right? And this guy's just like, you know what I mean? Or with a manual, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I get all the field pages in Hogwarts Legacy? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what happened. Like, when remember there was that big earthquake in the desert, and all of us were like hanging on, and like basically like. You know, it felt like we were like surfing a wave. I remember calling Bobby and being like, "Sweetie, are you okay?" And he didn't notice that the earthquake had happened. Like, didn't give a shit that I was like, "Hey, that was like a 6-point-something earthquake." He was like, "Gotta go, bye."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just no, he didn't pick up on the world around him.
Can I be completely honest? And this is, we've said that, I exaggerate and lie, make shit up, but this is the truth. In fact, you know what? I think we should do a thing from now on, right? Where it's like, a hand gesture or something I say that goes, this is a truism, right? So do I do this?
That's truth.
Yeah. So guys, okay. Yeah,
Like,
right.
then you take the mask off.
Taking the mask. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even have to say that. Just do this,
Yeah,
right? And I'm going to go, I've been in California for 51 years. I've never felt an earthquake.
Okay, now put the mask back on. And now I'll do a different.
I'm not kidding you.
Do you think that like you have an inner ear problem? Like, are you just always rocking?
Maybe
that?
I have shaky insides.
Oh, it's suspension.
Yeah.
So everything moves.
Yeah, I'm like one of those cholo cars.
Hydraulics.
You have hydraulics in your body.
Yeah. I've never felt one. People go, it's a 7.1. I go, what? The dive? Is the Olympics happening? What the fuck is going on? Like, I've never felt one. In fact, I've never felt any kind of natural disaster.
So do you think that while it's happening because you're so short and stout and fluid that you kind of just jellyfish with it?
He's a human jellyfish.
No, I think, because remember I slept through 9/11?
Because jellyfish, I don't think like necessarily feel like the big surf.
Yeah.
Because they're always just in constant motion, right?
Yeah.
I think you're always in like some constant like.
No, I slept through 9/11. Remember I told you that?
Yeah.
I didn't find about 9/11 until 9/12.
Yeah.
Wait. Put the mask back on.
Yeah.
I didn't find out about 9/11 until 9/12 because I think I was sick and I was just in bed all the time. No one called. First of all, I was so mad because no one called me about 9/11. Like, you know what I mean? They didn't check up on me.
Were you in New York?
No, I was here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, why would they be checking
No,
up
but
on
even
you?
like, whoa, bro, it's crazy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I remember being sick, and I remember Tuesday, I don't know what day it was, but I remember the next day I had to work. I was on Mad TV at the time, right? And I remember going to a Starbucks, and like I felt an energy there, like a solemn energy, and I thought I was like, is it me? Like I always made it about myself. Like I'm bringing this gloomy vibe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then I remember looking. You know how Starbucks has those newspapers back then.
Yeah.
They used to have it, and I remember the front. I was just like, and I reacted like it happened just now, in front of everything. They had a day to process it.
This is 9/12 already?
Yeah, 9/12. 9/12 was like, oh my god! You know what I mean? And we were like, it happened yesterday. But yeah, so maybe with earthquakes, I slept through them.
Yeah.
Do they ever happen during the day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any moment.
Any moment.
Like it happened right now.
It
Yeah.
can happen right now.
So if ever, how about this? Let's do a new.
like in our relationship during 10 years,
Yeah.
we've had at
Big
least
ones.
8 earthquakes together as
8,
lovers, and
totally.
you've felt 0.
That's amazing. That's
I've
amazing.
checked in on you 8 times.
Can we do a deal?
Yeah.
Next time there's an earthquake, look at me and go, it's happening now, so that I can kind of feel what it's like, right? I can live in the moment. I go live in the moment, feel what it's like, right? Because if you don't do that, I'll think it's like a truck. You know what I mean? I'll think it's like my neighbor playing fucking Scorpions, super loud. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that. You know what I mean? I don't know what it feels
Wait,
like.
you talk about the band Scorpion?
Yeah.
It's not Scorpions,
How many scorpions are there?
just one.
Oh, it's Scorpion.
Yeah.
Is that the guy's name?
No, I think that's the band name, is Scorpion. The
But if-
80s
but-
big, the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's 4 members, right?
It's-
It doesn't make any sense.
But it's just Scorpion.
Wait,
no,
are
it
you
should be
sure?
scorpions. They should change it.
Is it Scorpions?
I think
Is
it's,
it-
I think it's plural.
Thank you. Because if it's Scorpion and 3
Scorpion.
other guys,
Oh my God, you're right.
exactly, it wouldn't make any sense.
And it's not 4, it's 5
5.
of them.
5, yeah. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
wait.
Yeah.
See, lying. We didn't.
Because if it wasn't plural, it was Scorpion, then somebody in the band, probably like the guy that plays the fucking cowbell.
Who do you think it is there?
Yeah, he's like, hey, who's the Scorpion out of those guys?
Who's the cowbell guy out of this?
The cowboy guy? The guy all the way to the right.
For sure.
This
For
isn't
sure, right?
hard to me. I've always like like the Mandela effect or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I would have been like, there's no way it's Scorpion.
But you know, it is called the Beetle.
So ridiculous.
All right. And the Rolling Stone.
And an eagle.
Yeah, Eagle.
Eagle.
Oh my God, you're right.
Gun and Rose.
Gun and Rose. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Scorpion. Zzz. Scorpion. Zzz.
Yeah, but if it's Guns N' Roses, why is it only Axl Rose?
Because the other guys are the guns.
Yeah, but how many roses are there?
Guns and Roses. Well, let me ask you this.
be
Does Axl have family members that aren't in the band?
Yeah, but like,
So
my God.
basically what he's saying is that the Roses are my last name, right? Right. So why would you say, because if his last name is Roses, right? It's not gonna be Axl. You're right. I don't know.
I was kind of on board, but
I know. I think I had a point. I was like, "This is genius." What I'm about to say, but then I kind of went, "Oh, I'm in no man's land." Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. George, what's wrong?
Nothing. I just thought, like, Axel is an awesome name. Why didn't I name my son Axel?
everyone's naming their kids Axel.
Oh, it's a bullshit name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's naming their kids Axel. What's that other? Hendrix. Like all of these. Yeah, it's like just a
Hendrix?
touch corny. But
Wait. Hendrix
yeah,
as a first name.
as a first name.
yeah.
What if your last name's Hendrix?
Hendrix.
Oh my God, that's what Filipinos love to do.
Hendrix,
They like to
Hendrix.
double up in a name. I grew up with so many Antonios.
Yeah.
It's too much.
You know what I would love to do if I was Hendrix? I would put Hendrix one time and then put a 2.
Squared or
A
square?
squared.
Yeah, that's
Like I would sign everything with Hendrix and then a little 2.
Two.
yeah, but that's not novel. That's just Filipino. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean?
Like everything is.
You guys think you're so special.
No, we just do things 2 times.
Yeah. So there's a Alfonso. Is what
Oh
you said?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Is there?
Everything is 2 times, and we always put the 2 after the name.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, lapu-lapu, and we
That's
put that
right,
instead of
lapu-lapu.
instead of writing lapu-lapu, we just lapu-2.
Wow. Also, can I say something too? Do you have any of those Thai treats?
Thai treats are Taiwanese.
That's what I said.
Taiwanese treats. I bought you a bunch of treats from Taiwan.
So fucking good.
Really good.
What
So
are
fucking
they?
good. What do you mean?
A
It was
bunch.
the
There
fancy
was
shit.
there's this taro pastry thing, and then
wow.
there was a pineapple cake.
Okay, classic.
Like is that a classic Taiwanese
classic.
thing?
Yeah, pineapple cake.
I didn't like that one.
Okay.
He liked the.
It was like cocaine. The
density.
No, when you bit into it, it
Powder.
powdered into your mouth like cocaine.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't like cocaine, but
You like the mochi?
I'll
with the
jam
peanut
it in my nose. You know what I mean? Oh, can I just say another thing that I said the other day, and I feel fucking bad about it?
What?
I discovered something new.
Okay.
Vape through your nose.
Oh, Bob.
Is that a thing what the Gen Z's doing?
No, I discovered it on my own.
So you're the only person.
And then the
doing
next thing is gonna be like vape through your asshole.
No,
I
no,
just
no,
know
no,
it.
no,
Why wouldn't you go?
That's not
asshole?
what it is.
Why wouldn't you go at asshole?
When you vape through your nose, especially you have a fruity flavor, right? Your boogers taste different. Your boogers are more delicious. It doesn't have that salty vibe to it. You know what I mean? It has.
This is what you guys should cancel him for.
Yeah.
This is the stuff.
When you're in,
This is cancelable
when
fucking
you're
offense you're
exhaling
doing
from
right
an
now.
e-cig, you should avoid doing so through your nostrils.
Are you really?
It can apparently do some real damage to your
Oh,
nose.
thank
Oh
you.
fuck! I'm not gonna do it again. Oh fuck! That's fucking real, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Did
But
you-
try it once. If you vape and you have a fruity flavor on your thing, you don't have to tell people you did it. Just go to the bathroom, vape 3 times through your nose, 1 nostril, and then taste your booger. It just changes it. That's all. It's science.
Did you miss me while I was in the Philippines?
I did. I feel lonely now.
He told us that he feels lonely.
I
Well, I
feel
told you
so lonely.
I said you could just stay with me, spend the night.
I know.
At our
I'm gonna.
place.
I know. I just feel so alone, and I also, I'm not gonna date anybody for the rest of my life. I don't think. I'm done.
We're getting back together, guys. Change the title of this
yeah,
podcast.
I'm gonna take a year off. You know what I mean? And because it's just pointless.
You want to throw a party here?
What kind?
I can write like a Gatsby type of thing. Because you're a lonely man now. Let's just throw a house party.
Oh, with the tuxedos
Yeah, just really overtly like glamorous,
do it.
like crazy.
in my house.
Yeah.
Not in your house. Oh, because it's an empty house. It is.
He's never done a house
It's
party.
so empty.
There is a cold draft in this house, and it's pretty depressing in here. I don't like you being here.
I know. It's not only that. It's like when Andrew was gone and you were gone, and just being here by myself, you know, with my own thoughts. It's a fucking nightmare, man. You just sit there and go, because I did Hogwarts Legacy with 4 different houses.
He almost did a 5th.
I almost did a 5th. I was like, I'm gonna start again. You know what I mean? With Gryffindor, but and I deleted it because I was about to start again, and I got this is too much. So then I downloaded Elden Ring, which somebody has to tell me how to fucking play that game. But my point is that there is, you know, when you're my age, and you're alone in a house, it's just there's an emptiness that I can't even describe. It's so sad. Maybe I'll just get used to it. I don't know.
Or get out of the house. Come with us to the Philippines. Do things. Be around your friends, people you trust, people you love. Like we're all here, right? We're all here.
Yeah.
We all love you.
But I also took it for granted, I think, you guys. Jules too, your family. I took it for granted. You know,
But my mom's coming to see you tomorrow.
yeah, that's gonna be great. Thank God, because there's things growing up there. There's smells and things growing up there.
I don't think people know that my mom still comes over to clean Bobby's house.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why, she's the best.
But no, it's because you also call her and like you
I beg.
beg.
I beg.
You beg.
I beg. Yeah, it's fucking terrible up there. I have laundry that I can't pull out of the dryer, and now you know how it becomes
It got
wrinkly.
stuck?
How can it
No,
get
it
stuck?
becomes wrinkly, but I refuse to do it.
wrinkly.
Oh, the cat litter. I
my
don't scoop up the poo.
God.
I just add more litter on top of it. So now all the litter's like piling over the fucking box. You know what I mean? And the cats are like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? It's fucking terrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw cat food on the counter. Is that normal too?
No, that's vomit.
Oh.
He doesn't want to.
No, I don't do the dishes, so I'll just put now. They're you know because you have pet. You know what I mean? Dishes and bowls. I'm using human ones now too. And now the fucking, you know what I mean, the sink is filled with just cat food with their cat bowl. It's fucking
Because
disgusting.
you don't want to like clean out the cat food bowl, so you just keep
It's not
adding more fucking food onto the fucking cat. It's fucking sad, man. Anyway, though, what a great episode.
What a day.
What a great episode. What really good feels and being around family and loved ones. You guys are the best. And George, you know what I mean? Right now, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but your vibe, this whole podcast has been fucking scary. Your vibe, your energy right now.
Look how good he looks, though.
He looks great.
He trimmed.
But it's like you're doing like, you know, like you're a lawyer. Are you a lawyer?
His wife is.
Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be home.
Good.
And the next time I go to the Philippines,
I'm going. I have
You're
to go.
going.
I have to go because
dragging
they're just like, I don't know.
you're just coming with me. That's it. End of story.
It's just been a tough month, man.
You know what? I ride for you till the day I die. We're gonna be
I know,
okay.
but it's just been so fucking hard. Like my neck hurts. I can't sleep. It's fucking.
Ooh, let's get massages today.
I want to maybe. My neck hurts. Not today. Also, here's another FYI too. For everyone that is curious, I'm gonna get a haircut.
Oh yeah, he talked about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the one that, what's it, the Edrin or?
Which one?
There's one that like the one that what's that? What's the guy that the crazy guy that does our podcast, the guitarist?
Oh, like
Navarro? What?
no, you're talking about you're talking a bowl cut.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, you
god.
want to go bowl cut?
But then also bowl cut. But then
Oliver-
also, Oliver Stone, not Oliver
Not
Stone.
Stone. Oliver Tree.
Oliver Tree, yeah, not Oliver. Oliver Stone has a fucking no. Yeah, I'm gonna do what Oliver Tree does, and then shave the sides, right? And just do a bowl cut like that. What do you think? The
Here's
kids are
thing.
doing it.
Don't go to Korea because they will. Don't go to Korea because they will throw you in the salt mines. They will. With that haircut, they will absolutely throw you in the salt mines. They will mistake you for something you are not.
A North Korean? What the fuck are you talking about?
No.
No.
Okay, don't do it. Give me a suggestion then. I've done mullet, and then Theo gets mad.
Oh, I do this. Do the Shaolin one where you just have the hair right in the middle with a ponytail.
Yo.
Yes.
I like
think so?
that.
Yes.
You don't think people are gonna tease me?
Oh, they
they'll
will.
They will tease you. That's.
Yeah. You really?
I think that's honestly genius.
Can I ask you another?
I like the Erie. Have you seen the Erie? That guy, you would crush that. Where you do like a.
Yeah, but that's like Carlos can do that.
No, Carlos doesn't have up top.
Oh, he doesn't.
It's the opposite. He literally has the opposite.
So he
of this.
purposely shaved that part of his fucking head?
Yeah.
Fucking interesting, dude. No, I don't want to do that. Because you can't. I'll never be able to do anything after that.
Do you like the one I was talking about?
Which one?
Oh, which one?
Just the the
Shaolin monk.
Yeah, the Shaolin monk haircut.
Okay, I want to ask you a question about mustaches too. When you know how they do the Fu Manchu, is the Fu Manchu hair growing from this part, or is it just these top hairs growing long?
Okay, so I think
Do you understand what I'm asking?
I think they want you to believe that it grows all the way, but I truly think it's just the length going down.
Thank you, because I'm going to do one.
Will it grow that long?
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't trim it.
Yeah, we don't trim.
Look at this. This is so badass.
No, because then it's not going to grow back the other half.
It will.
It's not going to grow back. I swear to God, it's not going to grow back. My hair is so thin, it's not going to grow back.
Bobby, please do that haircut.
With this?
With
this?
that?
All right. So now the space between the fucking thing, is that purpose, or hair doesn't grow there?
Oh, that's purposeful.
That's
I
purposeful.
think.
It's purposeful.
Yeah, and you know what? He puts like, what is that? He puts gel on it?
Yeah, I think he just rolls it. I don't think you need to put gel. You just use the oil in your hands
Oil,
to keep
yeah.
rolling.
Right. And dumbfounded, or none of the Koreans are going to make fun of me?
No,
Yeah, they won't make fun of you.
They're not going to bow or do anything like that?
no.
Okay. Well, I'm going to change my look, I think. I think it's time,
Good.
right? Anyway, thanks for listening.